All right, you grasshoppers, we are back with two of my all-time favorite people. Kenny Big B Jr. from Indianapolis, former Navy SEAL, great guy, my new brother, and Mark Puttenvink. We get stuck with him every Monday talking about all things fitness. How are you guys doing?
Doing great, buddy.
Doing awesome,
Good.
brother.
Good to see you again, Kenny. All right, so guys, we've talked a lot about this swim across the Hudson is coming up. It's August 7th, this Saturday. Kenny's going to be swimming in it, so we want to make sure we promote that a lot. And Kenny, you're coming in what, on the Wednesday?
Yeah, Wednesday for sure.
And Mark's getting you on the ice.
Yeah.
Have you skated much? Have you skated much before?
No, I think I tried it once, and I looked like a newborn deer, something like that. Yeah.
We have
Very
walkers out there, you know.
Very
Do
good.
you? Okay, all right.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'll be
Kenny,
on
what we're gonna do is we're gonna flip the switch. I'm hoping to have some either Devil alumni or current players there.
Yeah.
So when you guys get off the ice, they're gonna let's give them a burpee test or something.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow. Yeah. Yeah.
We'll flip the script a little bit.
Make everything equivocal. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
All right, so just so everybody's aware of what we've got going on. So it's the Swim Across the Hudson. This is the third year they've had it. It's grown year and year, and I've talked about it many times. And Kenny was a part of it, where it's such a patriotic thing. You guys are lined up with that monument there, and all the speeches are made. You guys have got the little shorts on and the flag over your shoulder. Man, I'll tell you what, when they start making those speeches, man, I was like, we've talked about a lot. I don't know how fired up. Did you guys get fired up too when that was happening?
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, I bet if you heard that speech, you were ready to swim across the Hudson your damn self. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. That was good. That was really good. So again, it's to raise money for the GI Go Fund. So you can go to gigofund.org. Correct, Mark?
Correct. Yeah, gigofund.org. If you want to read about the event, and if you want to go down and watch, it'll tell you how to do that. But more importantly, there's a donate button, and please, anything you can help out our veteran community with would be greatly, greatly appreciated.
Is it particularly to help the homeless veterans? Is that what it is?
So GI Go Fund, yes, that's part of it. They also have in their office in Newark, New Jersey, Gateway 1, they have what they call a job lab, so to speak. So if you have a active person who's transitioning to non-active, and let's say for argument's sake they were a helicopter mechanic, you go to this job lab, they will source you a job with your skill set. So it's a really great. They do a lot of great things, and that's right. One of them. Yeah.
Kenny, I know you've talked before. You and I have talked about how it really wasn't that easy for you when you came out of the teams, right? I mean, it's tough to get a job.
It really was. Like I said, I tried to get a security job. They kept saying I was overqualified. I don't know how that works. I just wanted to eat. And GI Go Fund, I believe, also helps with education and entrepreneurship, housing, all of the above. So it helps with guys like us that are trying to make that transition, and it can be quite tough.
Right. And the whole thing, like, you're such a part of a team too, right? And we've talked about this before, like, even like not to the same extent as you, but me leaving the game when I was done playing. I remember leaving. I was in Los Angeles, and they told me I was done. And I remember I knew my career was coming to an end, but they told me it was over with. Man, I was shaking. I was like, "You kidding me? I'm not going to be part of a team anymore." So I'm sure it's the same thing for you guys, right?
Yeah, most definitely. You know, a team is a team. We're sociable creatures. That's how we survive. We weren't originally apex predators, but because we worked in an interconnected fashion, that allowed us to be who we are out here. So I think once you find that, and you find it at a greater depth, we have the illusion in society that we're independent, but like we said, you're really interdependent. And once you reconnect with that primal bond, it's something that you need more than want. So yeah, it's definitely an odd feeling. And GI Go Fund, on top of helping our soldiers, civilians are now being brought into this, but it brings back together all the team guys, and we're reconnecting. So I've reconnected with guys I haven't talked to for years, and now we're meeting civilians that have the same type of courage. NYPD, New Jersey State Police, the New York Fire Department, people that are cut of the same cloth, where we can become more than a team, we can become a tribe.
That's pretty cool. So Barry Shelley's a great fan. He served the country. He was in military police, I believe, and got to be good friends with us. So he's a great guy. He's actually he follows us a lot. and he actually built a rink of dreams in his attic, like a hockey rink in his attic. Obviously, no ice or like that. So I had the honor. I've in the first class, the Hall of Fame class is getting inducted to the Hall of Fame too. I'm in the first one, so big honor.
Nice. That's awesome.
Very good man. Very good man. So, Mark, obviously, it's a tough swim. I mean, if you guys go and watch the swim, the tides and the currents and everything in the Hudson River are pretty tough. So you put the guys through some tests first before they go do it, correct?
Yeah. So Bill Brown, who great friend of Kenny's and myself, he's the driving force behind this whole swim from its inception to where we are now. So what he'll do is, so we have, like Kenny mentioned, first responders, LEO, fire department, and I think some patriots that are just want to participate. He has a test swim. He does it down in Long Branch, New Jersey, and that's kind of a process where he can see if they're up to snuff and if they're being trained up properly. And then he does 2 dial-in swims to find out what the currents are. I was with Bill and some guys on the first dial-in swim about a month or so ago, and he just did one yesterday actually. So he does that to get the current and everything like that. And looks like, I think, Kenny, correct me if I'm wrong, you guys are going to get wet at about 4:30 in the afternoon this year.
Okay. Yeah. I haven't confirmed that all the way because I know he just did that dial-in swim, like you said.
Unless anything changed, from yesterday. But I think that's, again, it's pretty, I hate to use the word fluid when you talk about water, but I think that's the plan. To get wet about 4:30. Yeah.
Nice.
So on those
Kenny, when you go do this event, I mean, there's obviously Navy SEALs there that you have never met before, correct?
Yeah, no doubt.
So with us, with the hockey guys, when we get together at an event, if there's guys we played against or whatever we don't know, we're hockey players. So it doesn't take long. Like, it takes a couple minutes. All of a sudden, we're all like we're brothers again. Like, even though we don't know each other. It's the same way with you guys?
Yeah, that's a real thing. Like I said, you have common values. You have common valor. So you instantly recognize that you're part of the same tribe. You can meet somebody that was just in the Navy period or in the military period. You have that level of camaraderie, or people such as yourself. As long as you're cut from the same cloth, you immediately create a bond.
Yeah, that is true. I've told people about this all the time with you and I. It's like we start talking about stuff. I started talking about, remember Closing the Gap? We had that talk about Closing the Gap.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool. Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, I still love that. Yeah, I use that for my own mental strength.
Well, Kenny, I posted a video, Mark. So my first game in the National Hockey League. So you work all your life to get to the NHL. First game in the National Hockey League was up in Boston, and I was so nervous I shot the puck in my own net. So I hadn't been told that I really made the team yet. I was still there, obviously, but they didn't come and say, "Okay, Tom, you're there. You can get a place to stay and everything." So second game, we're in Toronto, and my parents are both at the game. That's where I grew up. And I'm skating up the ice with a puck, and this guy is Robert Picard, butt-ended me right in front of our bench. And the bench jumps up. They're outraged. And I'm thinking to myself at the time, I said, I cannot let this happen to me because my whole dream's going to go down the tubes now. I'm this big guy, and I let something like that happen to me. So I got up, and I just suckered him with a left, knocked him out cold. So Kenny saw the video, and he was fired up. He says, that's the best left-hand punch he's ever seen. So it was pretty cool.
He literally lifted the guy off his feet, and he went horizontal almost. I'm like, damn.
I kind of felt bad. I kind of felt bad a little bit, but the guy said, listen, and they told me to get a place to stay after the game, so it worked. It was pretty funny.
It's a preemptive strike, not a sucker punch.
Yeah. I like that. That's good. I like that.
It's all about the narrative. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So how's business going out there? You've got your, how do we describe what you've got going on there?
Like I said, what I do is I challenge people to become their best selves. I get them to best themselves until they become their best selves. We just happen to do that through exceptional martial arts, tactics nationwide and internationally, and also elite achievement coaching, for instance, with Fortune 500 companies, mindset, things like that. So, but here at Dragonfly, this is where we do martial arts, BJJ, Muay Thai, wrestling, boxing, and Filipino martial arts.
And it seems like, Kenny, since I've known you, you've kind of evolved even more, right? It seems like you've gotten more stuff. The coaching has increased. Is that accurate? Like you've gotten more and more into it?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, everything's expanded. It's growing rapidly. It's getting double and triple booked nationally and beginning to happen even stronger on an international scale, which is a great challenge, not necessarily a problem to have, because we're all about service to the people, all of the men on this conversation. So it's a weight, but it's a great weight, and it makes your muscles bigger. Swole mate.
The swole mates. I don't know if I told the story or not, but I sent a message to Kenny one time, and I thought he wrote back saying he was busy, he's with a soulmate. And I said, oh, that's sweet, you know. And I got him on the show. I said, so who's your soulmate? He says, no, I met Swolemate. Yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't quite that romantic. The guy doesn't want to date me. He just wants to lift some weights.
And Mark, what do you do? Do you do the same stuff? Do you do
Similar, yeah. So obviously boxing, and we talk about community, and even in the martial arts community, in the martial arts world, there certainly is a camaraderie. So Kenny and Kenny's multifaceted, much more than I am, obviously, but Kenny and I are part of the PTK tribe. So maybe you want to speak to that a little bit, Kenny.
Yeah, Pikiti Tirsha. This is like a bladed martial art, which is really cool. And it's one of the most effective and functional martial arts that have been created and utilized in actual warfare. And that's a tribe within itself. So, I train with Tuhan Jarrett, Wahangi, and you know him too. But it's a different culture where you find another bond on the cutting edge, literally.
Very cool. All right, so again, guys, we're here.
What's interesting about it,
go ahead, Mark. Go ahead and finish up there. I'm just going to.
No, I was just going to say. So there's Jared is his Grand Tuhan is the same as mine in Leo Gaji Jr. And then Mel is kind of above my guru here, but it's like Kenny said, it's a real art form or it's not self-defense because it's really offensive, because the Filipino thought is you don't go to war without a weapon. So you learn weapons first, and then it kind of denatures itself down to where it's the same movement as open hands. But it's a great art. It's a great tactical art, and Kenny's bouncing all over the country here with Jared, doing some great things with that.
Having a bit of fun.
Yeah. Kenny, I got to tell you, so 2 weeks ago, we had a 2-day seminar here in New Jersey, and it's put on by PFC out of Vegas.
Okay.
And, their focus is more, it's all law enforcement, weapon retention and knife defense and things of that nature.
Yeah.
But I loved it because it was 2 days straight of just beating the living crap out of each other. And that, to me, I felt like I played like 4 games in one day. I was all jacked up. But we had one scenario, Kenny, you would have loved it. We made a small area about the size of an elevator shaft, platform. And so you go in, you got your weapon. I got to try and get it from you. And then, I go in with somebody else, and I have my kit on, and they're trying to get my weapon. Well,
oh wow.
So the multi arts, the blending of the Pikiti and a little bit of Gracie and the boxing background. So I got the guy. He went for my weapon. I was able to frame him out. Got a hand loose. I went under and over, and he kind of. So it was a great. It was a lot of fun. It was a great affection, and apparently, I was kind of the belle of the ball because, kind of an old guy, and I'm in there with all these 20 and 30-year-old, and they're all Tom size. I mean, but it was fun. I love every second of it. But there really is that camaraderie.
You've been bragging about that punch for the last 2 weeks now.
It's going to go on forever, probably. There's no limit to how long I'm going to brag about it.
Here's what we got to do.
Can we go over it one more time?
Yeah.
What we got to do, we got to go train with Tom, because we got to learn that punch that he did on the ice, man. I'm telling you. We studied martial arts. He's a natural, man. Yeah.
We had to work at it. He just had it.
Matter of surviving. Just surviving. All right, so guys, we're here to promote the Swim Across the Hudson that Kenny's going to participate in August 7th. Now, Mark, will people be able to go down and get on a boat and follow the swimmers?
Yes, they're going to have a sightseeing boat there. And again, if you go to gigofund.org, it's all laid out there. If you want to get on that boat and follow the swim, and I strongly suggest that everybody tries to do this, because it really, all kidding aside and all that, when you get over to South Cove, or where we land, I think we're going to South Cove this year. When you hit New York and you look back, and the Statue of Liberty looks to be about that big, and you realize those guys just swam here.
Oh,
yeah. You know what? It's an otherworldly, something I can't relate to. and
Right.
it's incredibly impressive.
Yeah, and it's a whole event too, right? So, like we said before, they started in New Jersey. Where is it again? Where they start?
Liberty State Park. The
Liberty State Park.
Fallen Towers Memorial is where we start. Yeah.
Right, and so this Fallen Towers Memorial is just like a hallway they've also built with all the names on there. The people that lost their lives in 9/11, and the guys all like Kenny. They stand there with the flags and everything. And that was last year. It was over 50. There's over 100 this year, right?
Yeah.
Wow. So there's going to be over 100 guys, and it's so patriotic when they start making these speeches and everything. And it's just the guys are like you just feel it, and they're like you want to get down and do push-ups or whatever. You're so fired up. It's a fantastic thing. So they can get in water and they swim to one barge. Actually, I should be careful. You do push-ups, 100 push-ups while you're there. Do you do 22 push-ups before you get in the water too, or 22 pull-ups? I mean, okay.
No, they don't.
So 100 push-ups. Then when they get to the first barge, they do 100 push-ups, 22 pull-ups. And I guess the 22 pull-ups is the estimated number of suicides from the military every day, right? Yeah. They then swim to the next barge, do the same thing, 100 push-ups, 22 pull-ups, and then they swim to Lower Manhattan and then go over to another monument and do another 100 push-ups and 22 pull-ups. And then they go over to the monument for the at 9/11. So it's a fantastic day to be part of it. It was just like so. I remember we joked around before they'd heard the rumor was the Antifa was potentially going to show up. And we were laughing because you saw these Navy SEALs just jacked up with American flags, and there's this Antifa's not showing up. There's no way to show up.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, it's really cool. It's really epic. Like you said, that between those two walls, it seems like a moment where history's past meets the present. You feel like a Spartan, and it literally feels like that. You feel like a Spartan ready to go off to war, and it fires you up, and you don't want to let the all of America is watching and all of the world. Right. It's like you're bringing history into the present. It's a really cool moment. So the monuments that you swim by, the Statue of Liberty, all of that, you bring the strength of the past, of our ancestors, of everybody that sacrificed into the present moment, and you give hope and empowerment to the future. It's really a pretty awesome moment.
Well said, Kate. Well said. When Bill gets up and talks too, he goes like, "You're all beautiful people. You're beautiful black people, beautiful white people," and he speaks with passion. And like he uses the word "beautiful." Like here's these hard, men and everything like that. You're beautiful people, and I was so fired up.
Bill is really, really patriotic, intense individual. Kenny, I don't know if I tell you, but last year. Literally a week out before the swim, I got a call from Captain Sullivan with New York Fire Department. He said, "Mark, I really apologize, but we can't use our vessel this year." And then because of some political pressure they were getting from within New York City.
Sure.
And then the Army Corps of Engineers pulled out at the same time because of COVID. So I literally 1 week out, I didn't have any vessel to put in. So I called Bill. I said, "Hey, Bill, we're running into a little bit of headwind here." He said, "What's going on?" I said, "Well, NYFD's out and Army Corps of Engineers is out." And I thought we were really going to sit down and brainstorm this. And all he said was, "We move forward." And he hung the phone up. And I thought, okay.
Sounds like Bill.
But you know what? I figured it out. So kind of like it was a good lesson for me.
Kenny, did you serve with Bill?
We went through a training together, through SEAL training together. And then after that, we went to separate teams.
Oh, okay. Did you keep in touch with each other?
Oh yeah, so there was a little bit of a gap. And originally when he first hit me up about this swim, I didn't know it was him because he kept saying he was Bill, and we know each other by each other's last names. So I got this insane text from this insane guy because, like he said, he's intense to say the least. And he's like, "Check it out. Look what we just did." And there was something. I was like, "Oh, he's definitely a SEAL." And I was like, "I don't know who the hell this guy is." And he's like, "Come join another adventure with me." I'm like, "Who the hell is this guy?" And he shows guys swimming across the Hudson. I'm like, "Does he know he's texting a black guy? I'm done with the water." So then eventually he sent me something that was iconically definitely Bill Brown. And I was like, "Oh, it's Brown. This crazy. It's Freak Brown." That's what he used to call him.
Freak Brown.
Yeah, because he's such an intense guy and he never backs down from a challenge. Like, for instance, I'm repping Mitch's shirt out here. Mindset is everything. The night before we went on Fox, it's also aired on Fox. I don't know if we mentioned.
Right, sir.
But he texts me and goes, "Hey man," he goes, "Me and Mitch are gonna bang it out." And man, they went hard and heavy. I think Mark, you can speak to it better than I.
Yeah. So they came to the gym I was training in, and it was training with Bill, and Mitch came in, and they really I don't think at that point they really knew each other very well, but
Yeah.
being team guys, there's that. And they got in there, and I was standing there going, okay, not a whole hell of a lot of boxing going on, but there's some violence going on here. And they got done, and they're both bleeding. And Mitch, because Mitch has a vlog of the whole event, Mitch looks at the cameraman and goes, he's got some demons in him he's letting out, because they were just teeing up on each other. But it was a great thing. And like Kenny said, this was Thursday and the swim is Saturday, and these guys are leaking in a whole bit. But it was really it just goes to show you how intense the love for each other, even though you're pounding on each other, because as you know, Tom, some of your best friends in life are the guys you share blood with.
Yeah, totally.
That was Thursday, but we were going on the air to Fox the next morning.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, all jacked up, blood.
I said,
funny.
Brown, are you crazy, man? Of
Well,
course,
you
I
know
knew the
what's
answer to that one. It was a rhetorical question. So
What's great about Bill, every time I have something for him, like, whether something out of his wheelhouse, it doesn't matter. I'm always up for an adventure. That's what he tells me. I'm always ready for the next adventure.
Yeah.
And again, Kenny, you bring up a good point. It's on Fox and Friends, I think, right? They air the whole thing on Fox and Friends.
yeah, no doubt. I don't know. Are they joining us for the swim again?
Pete Hegsteth?
Yeah, is Pete actually going to join us for the swim?
I would imagine he is. Usually it's good for him because it's when he's on air, because we swim earlier. But I would imagine he'll be there. Yeah, I can find out.
And again, they're getting wet at 4:30.
That's the plan right now. I think that's it.
So,
yeah.
all those other things that where people can show up and watch before they get in the water probably be there by 3:30. Then, right? People should be there.
I would say 3:00ish for sure.
3:00ish. Okay, good.
So Kenny, can you just one more time? Can you tell the story, because I love this story about the cold shower when you were in Buds?
Oh man, yeah. So I was trying to get my mind right, get my head screwed on right, because the number one thing that makes people quit in Buds or SEAL training is the cold. So I would take cold showers. So I was in there taking cold showers, shivering. All right, and I obviously had on my Navy SEAL mini Daisy Dukes, so it wasn't like butt naked in there. And the Hispanic guy walks by, and I'll imitate it on camera. He literally does one of these right here. He walks by and then comes back, and he goes, "Yo, Biggs, what the hell are you doing, man?" I said, "Man, I'm taking cold showers to acclimate for the cold." And he goes, "No, bro, the cold is the cold. It never gets warm. Take warm showers while you can, bro." I said, "Man, he's right, damn it." So I never took a cold shower again voluntarily.
That's funny. That's funny.
Yeah.
And do you enjoy swimming? I've heard a couple of guys say they hate swimming.
Yeah, it's a love-hate relationship. There's a point where you're like, I'm sick of the water, right? Especially with the currents and things like that. So for me, I like the challenge of constantly improving. So I like that side of it. But then there's the misery of challenging yourself to improve. And the last time we got on the air, somebody said, "This is your second time doing it. And what do you think?" I said, "Well, somebody convinced an African-American guy to swim the Hudson twice. So it's kind of a love-hate relationship, but somebody's quite convincing, and his name is Bill Brown. Join me for another adventure, Biggs." So, yeah, I love to hate it. I like the challenge, and sometimes it sucks, and that's what makes it beautiful. Real quick, I remember one time sliding in some cold water, like Coach brought up, and we got in the water, and we were shivering and shaking. And one of these big guys, built like you, Tom, he was a big brick house, and he goes, "Why in the hell do we do this?" And we all thought the same thing. Yeah, why in the hell are we doing this? And he said, somebody blurted out, "For the cool stories."
There you
So,
go. I like that.
The swimming in the Hudson, man, the currents, it can suck. But, man, you're never going to have stories or camaraderie such as this.
Oh, that is true. Even just being there, I didn't do it. Just being there with you guys, watching it happen, and everything, and talking to the guys. I know I told you the one guy. I hope I see him again this year. I should have asked him his name. and we were just chatting about stuff like motivational stuff and everything. He says, yeah, Tom, I tell myself that I'm going to write myself a contract every day, and the deal with myself is that I'm going to get better every day. When he said that was classic. I've used that over and over. That was good. It was good stuff.
Yeah, that's on fire, man.
Yeah, good. All right, again, just to be clear, guys, August 7th, it's a Saturday. Leaving from Liberty State Park, you can go there and watch the ceremony at the end, or you can go to Lower Manhattan, or you can do both if you wanted to and watch the guys come in. But to me, the recommendation is to go to Liberty State Park and watch the ceremonies before they get in the water and get on the boat there with them. It's a fantastic day. And again, if you want to donate or donate your time or whatever you can, you go to gigo.org.
GIGO Fund.
GIGoFund.org.
Yeah.
Thank you. And you can donate there, find out all the information about the swim. It's a fantastic event. And you can see the one and only Kenny Big B Jr. live and in action. That is worth the price of admission right there.
Kenny, we don't have those like shaky pull-up stations this year.
Really?
We got Rogue, the Rogue CrossFit ones.
Yeah.
So I'm loading them on deck next week with forklifts, and so they're not going anywhere. So you'll have a really good, sturdy pull-up bar this year. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I'd like to give a quick shout out again to the NYPD.
Yes,
again,
absolutely.
to New Jersey State Police. Again, GI Go Fund. None of this would be possible without them. We're all doing this for a greater cause than ourselves. That's what warriors do. They fight for a cause that's greater than themselves. And GI Go Fund embodies that. Now, two key personnel that are quite humble about it, again, is Bill Brown. Wouldn't happen without him. And also you, Coach Mark, it wouldn't happen without you. You suffer the headaches. You orchestrate the ships. You orchestrate the pull-up bars. None of this would happen without you. So we want to show you some respect and love, too.
Thank you.
Good job, Kenny. Good job. Excellent. I'm going to start calling you Coach more often now. That's right. Your name's Coach. We call him now, Kenny, Coach Tan. Like he's going for the best tan.
Oh, yeah. That was quite fitting. So he never has tan lines because, oddly enough, he's in rare form because he has a shirt on.
I know. He never
feeling okay.
Never wears a shirt.
Hey, I
must
prefer,
be ill, man. Check his temperature.
Yeah. I like Coach because Beth has a few other names for me. We'll get into those some other time.
All right, guys, we'll do another show about this early next week to make sure we remind everybody. But great job, and we'll see everybody. Hopefully, we'll see everybody on August 7th, Saturday at Liberty State Park. Thanks, Kenny. Thanks, Coach.
Look forward to it. You have a great one now, Tom.
See you guys.
Look forward to seeing you guys.
Later.